Hello, this is Paloma. I come back with the story I hear from the sky, the story the sky is telling for the next few days. Thank you for sharing space with me, beautiful family. So I guess we are still feeling the power, revolutionary power of that full moon in Aquarius. I do want to emphasize that there is something quite unique and rare happening in our skies. I mean, the alignments of this time are not the usual. And before I enter like the very sweet part of what I have to share with you today, I do want to acknowledge that everything I mentioned last week, I mean these configurations of the cosmic kites, the strength of Mars opposing Saturn, which is not a simple transit. This all is still happening in the sky. It will be releasing its grip and its energy will soften, I suppose, throughout the days, throughout the week. But it is there. Now, this is a moment of great illumination, pointing towards change, towards the new, towards evolution. But we do have great news for this week. So first of all, Mercury stations direct on the 11th of August. So I would still suggest to give it a couple days, at least until Wednesday, for it to truly be moving forward. But we end up this retrograde cycle, so we can move ahead with, Mercury stuff, communication, expression, exchanges, transactions, movement. He will actually come out of shadow phase, which means he will truly be walking on new degrees of the zodiac by the 25th of August. So by now, I imagine we already have more clarity and we are finding the paths that we couldn't really see before. Let us remember we do have a very stimulating and creative sky. Therefore, the solutions will be creative and innovative, and without leaving aside that we also have the perfect sextile between Saturn and Urano on the 11th as well. I mean, it's already there, but it becomes perfect, partil we say, on the 11th. So we have here the commitment with the future, the responsibility to free ourselves. I do believe this is a calling us into that. We are responsible of awakening. We are responsible of freeing ourselves. And okay, this is the very beautiful, sweet news that I have for this week. On the 11th, and some other places on the 12th of August, we do have this treat from the sky. I am talking of the conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in Cancer on the 14th degree of this, which is the cardinal school that stewards home and family. This is the frequency of the mother, of the divine mother. This is the waters that nurture. This is the generous impulse to share and to love, simply to love. They are both called traditionally the benefics. So these are truly other spheres of consciousness, very high spheres of consciousness, both Jupiter and Venus, in relationship to our spiritual development and love, of course. Love as a frequency, love as that which weaves everything together in creation. So there is something truly luminous in this encounter, because Jupiter, he is truly like the mentor in our becoming aware and growing. There is this calling us into an immersion in these waters of origin from where everything sprouts into manifestation. This is also the school of memory, ancestral memory. So what I truly see with their embrace is the seed of life. Like I continuously see it. And I think we are awakening to the original code, or remembering our essence. In this state of fusion with Venus that rules over love, over relationships, over beauty, over values, there is this amplified energy of empathy and the desire to connect with depth. There is a wide space for us to remember and experience joy, pleasure. There is this very optimistic quality to this union, actually, because there is faith. I mean, the spiritual fortitude, which can be expressed in this case as tenderness, as an embrace, as genuine generosity. Yes, they speak of abundance and prosperity. They both speak to prosperity somehow. So I read it like, because I've been seeing these headlines or these clickbaits about manifest, manifest with Venus and Jupiter. And yes, but at the same time, I think the deeper invitation has to do with noticing what is already there, the abundance and prosperity that we are already immersed in, so we can enter the frequency of gratitude and attune ourselves with this very natural state of life in this earth, which is prosperity and abundance. In Cancer, I would also say there is an abundance of, hold on, there. There is an abundance of safety, of finding security and belonging within ourselves and our environments. There is an awareness of family, of being kin with all of creation, of being all relatives, we are all relations. There is, of course, the truly remembering that we are at home in this planet, and also the feeling of the very close sensation of the home that we come from, meaning the love that we come from, and perhaps even the home in the stars, like becoming truly aware that we are daughters and sons, sisters and brothers, mothers and fathers, all across the universe, sharing relationship with all of creation. If for an instant we can truly feel a part of everything, no? Even if it's just for an instant, then life would transform itself into this prayer of reverence, just by witnessing the miracle continuously. This is a conjunction which also speaks to full surrender to divinity itself, to trusting that we are being held by something so big, so grand, so immense and benevolent. There is a very healing quality as well to this energy, because it is deeply empathic and compassionate. We can feel each other. It is therefore quite emotional and sensible. It enhances intuition. It's a very big heart opening. We have to allow this, though. No, it actually feels as well like just letting the guard down, and also knowing from this intuitive knowing where and with whom we can actually find this safe place to express, to feel, and simply to be. This is a very receptive feminine energy in flow. It's like becoming vessels of this energy and allowing ourselves to be filled by this water of the stars also. Because this I bring because at the moment of the union, the exact moment, the moon, which is the ruler of Cancer, is in Pisces. So this is like the water of compassion and unconditional love. It speaks of a time of forgiveness and acceptance, of letting the waters flow, wash and bless our lives and ourselves and all of our relationships. It is very beautiful to see how there is this a very alive connection to memory, to ancestral memory, and also to the future. And this is happening simultaneously, not only because of the full moon in Aquarius, but also because Jupiter is a planet that has its sight towards the future. Now, so there is this grounding, or like taking roots in order to open wings. That's the feeling. There is a very strong cohesive force through their union, a calling into unity. An expression of this, I do have to mention, might slide into nostalgia. And if that is the case, I would invite us to actually find the seed of what it is that we are longing or missing, beyond the specific memory. What is it that we are truly missing? Is it belonging? Is it simplicity? Is it joy? Is it love? Feeling loved, sharing love, because that seed is a potential that we can recognize as a desire here. And this allows this cohesive force to actually bring that frequency into the now through gratitude and also through awareness. And therefore we know what we want to create and manifest. That which is that which you are longing for is probably what the future is longing of you and for you. So vibrating in this seed is precisely the manifestation of it. Yes, I hope I'm making myself clear. Okay, we will perhaps also notice where we don't feel entirely safe or secure emotionally, even materially, but this is a moment to become aware of it and be filled with hope. No, because there is an illuminated path that is shown through their union to manifest this safety. I can talk a lot about them, but I would also add that more than expecting an external manifestation, which can happen for some of us, this is truly a miracle happening within your heart, in the home that you are, in a true deep appreciation of your beauty and beauty all around. And I do want to say that whether you believe or you don't believe in the Lion's Gate, which just happened and is really a window of time, it's not exactly an astrological subject, to be honest, but it has to do with the star, the fixed star Sirius. And there is something quite lovely in terms of synchronicity with the astrology, because at the moment of the conjunction, Venus and Jupiter are at the 14th degree of Cancer, and there we find Sirius at the 14th degree of Cancer as well. So this is a triple conjunction, really. And this is beautiful and significant because Sirius is truly the brightest star in our skies, in our heavens. And so this conjunction is infused by the spiritual knowledge of this, which is also called the spiritual sun of our heavenly, of our sky. So I do think considering the energy of Sirius as part of this embrace really heightens the beauty of it. Considering all the context of what is going on, I hear it as I combine the courage and the vision with the creation of security and empathy so I can expand love. I think the message that we are waiting for will come from feeling, from experiencing ourselves, from feeling ourselves, and also allowing these waters, even from the very deep core of ourselves, which are watery, to our tears, to our sweat, to our blood. No, in the listening to the waters, we find this seed of life, this code that reminds us of who we are and what we have come here for. No? So between the moon in Pisces, Venus and Jupiter, and Sirius in Cancer, it looks like we have come here to love, to be loved, to expand love through our creativity. This can be a newly renewed sense of purpose. In whichever direction this goes for you, it's remembering that we are truly the guardians of life, the stewards of life here. And bringing it down a little bit more into this 3D experience, I would simply suggest throughout these days to be open to hug as many people as you can and as many trees as you find. Because the other side of this that I do want to bring into the conversation is this is an amplification of pleasure. So we can also be a little overindulgent right now, or in the very extreme of this, we could be falling into this hedonistic impulse as well. This is not what the alignment is actually suggesting, but this is what the world is inviting us to. And as we know, sometimes the energy gets hijacked or distorted, so its expression can be manipulated. So just be aware of this. This is a moment to retrieve your sovereignty, to choose the highest expression of this exquisite gift and treat that the sky is giving us. It's not truly about consuming more or manifesting, I don't know, the car of your dreams or the partner that will complete you. No, it's about the simplicity, the beauty of simplicity, the appreciation of the beauty that sometimes simply occurs in the intimacy of your day-to-day with yourself, with your cup of tea, with the people you love, with probably those moments that you don't actually publish in social media and that are filled with genuine nutrition. That would also be my invitation. So it's truly a sweet, sweet moment for us to make space for feeling, for bringing our hands into our hearts and just allowing whatever is to be and holding this very compassionate space for us to be and to feel. In terms of alignments, we also see this week Mercury weaving a sextile to Mars. So this for me is a green light, a forward movement in agreements, negotiations, creative projects. And then we're going to have the quarter moon in Tauro by the 15th. So this quarter moon will be ruled by Venus. I think this also simply speaks to going beyond the superficial, to be honest, no? To keep surrendering deeper and deeper our resistance to change and connecting to a deserving that comes from the certainty that we are children of love. So that's what I have, dear family, for these celestial events coming up. Let me see, what else do I have? I think that's it. Yes. I'm hoping this finds resonance in your heart and is of service for you. Thank you. Blessings.